PointyStarVio, and we're on the next episode of This Deck is Underplayed. This week's deck is Gladiator Beast. I'll get into the list. We've got 3 Gladiator Beast Laquari, 3 Gladiator Beast Darius, 3 Firefist Bear, 1 Exquisite, 1 Bestiari, which should come back to 3, and I really don't know why it's not at 3, other than the fact that that fusion's really good, but I mean, the deck's just not very prominent. 2 Hopomolus, I don't know how to pronounce that name, 1 Rotari, and 2 Murmillo. Then we've got spells, 3 Gladiator Proving Ground. I actually forgot to put this in there, and I kept losing because I did not have this card in the deck, and I did not know why I kept losing. I was not using this, I was not using this guy, and I was only using I was using 3 of this. I don't know, I just kept getting really weird losses, and then I realized that I was not using this searcher, which actually is game changing for this deck. So yeah, let's move on. We've got ourselves 1 Dark Hole, 2 MST, 1 Book of Moon, and then we've got 5 formation spells, 2 Tensu, which really is really good for this deck since we do have the 3 Tenki, so that's 9 searchers, plus the deck tags out a lot, and that means that you have 9 targets that you'll be summoning with it, and then you can have all these guys that you'll just get free summons off of, because these guys will be taking up your second normal summon. Then we've got, for traps, 3 Waboku, which is really nice, because you can just ram your weaker guys into something, flip up Waboku, and tag it out for free. We've got 2 Mirror Force, because stopping attacks is wonderful. 1 Double Pse. I was going to be running 2 or 3 of this, as you can see from the side thing. I didn't have enough room to keep it in there, because I like the Waboku a little bit better, but I did resolve this and win games because I resolved this. Next we have 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, and 1 Warning. I'm not using Torrential because your monsters are too precious. Even if they do go to the graveyard, you're only running 16, and I mean, you can tag them back using your Darius, which is why I'm not using Soul Charge, but it's not worth it. And the last card we're running is 3 Gladiator Beast War Chariot, because it's way better in Effect Veiler, because it negates anywhere, and then it destroys it after it's negated, which is great. And it's counter, so it's really hard to stop it. Moving on, we got ourselves 1 Heraclinos, I don't know how to pronounce that, but this thing's thinking great. When you pull this out, you're golden. And using cards like the Darius and the Laquari, you get massive advantage to your field really quick, so this card's great. Next, we're running 2 Geyserus, which is really nice. All you need is Bestiari and 1 other card, and just summon, pop 2, attack, tag back for the Laquari and a Darius to get just massive field presence. And 2 is Sadari, which is really nice when your cards get Effect Veilered, or if you accidentally put a card face down or something, you can summon that really easily. 1 Tiger King. I kind of wish I had 2, but you know. 1 Black Ship, 1 Shark, 1 Direwolf. I'm using this Chidori because I do have 2 wind monsters. I don't generally go into this. I think I've gotten into it once out of all the duels I've played with this deck, but I don't even think I ended up winning with it. It's just there because I had the option. Then we've got ourselves 1 Extinction, 1 Emerald, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Cowboy, and the Princess Cologne because I had the room. Hence why I'm using this Chidori. So, you know. Cards you can use. I was using Double Summon for a while, but I decided this card's way better. This card was okay, except for the fact that I didn't really let my cards go to the grave. This card's decent. I was liking it when I got it off once or twice, but I don't know, it just requires you to leave your guy in attack position, and you generally leave cards like Murmillo and Hopolomus in defense, which is the only problem I saw with it. You can have more MST. I'm using 2 because this guy you bounce out and you get cards, and you put him back using this and you just blow up cards. And Lanista I was using made it so I could get this guy out easier, but he doesn't really do much for you besides that. Yeah. We'll just go into the duels now. The first one was with the older build of the deck, which there's not very many differences in it, but this was an older version of it. I was facing some sort of I was facing the Raccoons. And the Raccoons are a pretty good deck, I just have to say. Pretty much they go plus off of anything and everything they do. And that field spell's a butt when you're trying to play new field spells and stuff, but you know. That Book of Moon, getting stuff. Getting to use my fusions anyways. Just really nice. This was the scariest moment, was when he flipped that up, I knew he could go into a synchro, and he summoned the cat, which was annoying. And so I lost my guy anyways. And he went into a synchro, and I had to live with it, but it does not matter. I have that face down Waboku. I'm glad I saved that, because it allows me to do this. I run that into that. I get to tag it out for this guy, pop that, and just, you know, really nice thing. Pro sets is Raccoon. My turn. I summon. I attack. He summons something off. He gets to blow up my other card. I'm going to tag this out for the Marmello again. Blow that up. And on his turn, he's going to summon something. Or he's going to set that, and he's going to set the Royal. And then I'm going to, I believe, yeah, I attack. He pops my face down card, which is Waboku. I bring up Bistari, pop one card, and then I believe I fusioned into that guy, so I could blow up more cards. And then I end it, and I'm the only one that's really taken any damage this duel, but from this point forward, it doesn't really matter, because I've just got game on here. I can just start getting everything. Once you get those first two guys off, you pretty much win with this deck. So, you know. Yeah, it's really good, so. Get summons, more summons from grave, all of the field presence, and then we're just, yeah, solid right here. This means that he can't use spell card, and he did top deck perfect, but I can negate it, and so that's game. We'll move on to the next duel, which was with this newer build. I named the new build Mach 2. I was facing a DD deck, which is kind of scary, but it could have been worse. Yeah, I got bottomless there, which was not the most fun, but it could have been worse. I kept losing everything to getting banished and stuff. That scout plane, though. Next thing is we got the Proving Ground to get the cards that we needed. It's really nice. Marmello's a decent card. Switching out for Bistari, banishing or destroying the spell, switching that out for Darius. Just because I needed to switch it out for different cards and such. Moving on, he's getting all these cards off. I can't really do much about it except for double passe, which is being really nice, saving my Bestiari from getting banished there. Summon the Geysers, blow that up, blow that up. That DD Scout Plane's not going to be able to come back because, you know, it didn't get banished. I can get my Laquaries out, set my Pro effect Valor thing, summons DD Assailant, attacks, tries to use the effect, I say no, get it destroyed anyways. He took the damage, and then he scoops because, you know, that was normal summon. Next turn I could do huge damage. This Dark Magician deck thing is like getting crazy popular. I don't think it's that good. Especially because Dark Magic Curtain does not work the way people think it does. Because it's a regular spell that says pay half your life points to summon Dark Magician, and you can't do anything once you have. So it's definitely not worth it in my opinion. The problem here is the opponent let me get my summons off, which was a mistake because I started getting cards put into play right away. And I was able to start doing stuff like I attack for 2k, try to switch it out, he negates it by discarding again, and he has lost all hand presence, and that's just when he loses. I mean, my hand presence may be gone as well, but I have the whole field to my advantage that he does not have. Perfect top deck, that is why I use this card, is I was just going to get my card and start doing crazy things, so. Moving on, we got this Diamond Dude Turbo, which is kind of getting popular as well. People are just now realizing that they can use this deck again. I wonder, like, it was some popular YouTubers started posting stuff about it, and I don't know. Yeah, this deck, it's great. I don't like using my extra searcher cards right away just because I don't know what I'm going to need based on what cards are already on the field, but you know. Stardust got huge really fast. I got lucky that I had ways around it, like this right there, just go shark to steal it, which is kind of great. This deck becomes not just a stinking fusion outlet, but it also has a very good XYZ toolbox, especially with the fact that you can almost always keep what's on the field. The opponent has stinking 2 different Karibos on the field, so I really am just kind of having to deal with that. Bestiari blowing that up. And this right here, Ratari, to banish that Destiny draw so he can't draw next turn the extra 2 cards. He sets that, and then I go to attack, and I have to deal with the stinking Karibo, always. It always says, nope, I gotta keep my monsters. And that was what made this duel drag on, was he was pretty much playing Karibo.deck. I only attacked with the second guy so I could keep cycling through my cards. I brought out Ratari again just so I could banish that malicious. I did not know how many he had used already, so I just decided to banish that one. Yeah. I keep getting some decent cards. I go to attack again, and he gets his Trag, and I kill the Trag, and I go attack directly, and he's got Karibo. And then I bring these guys out and swarm the field once again. And that's just the power of this deck, is how much you can just generate overall with the field. Just super blast stuff. Yeah, that's the game. I was just messing around at that point because he couldn't do anything, so you know. We'll move on to the next one, was against Ghost Tricks. This guy actually rage quit. I kept getting rage quits with this deck, which is kind of cool once I had fixed it. I love my little Aquari guy. He's pretty tall, pretty cool. I'm loving him. You just get him into play and your life is good. I got rid of all the back row against the Ghost Trick. Also, my own personal opinion, if you're going to use something in Ghost Tricks to negate effects, don't use Fiendish Chain, because when you like constantly flipping your opponent's cards face down, if the deck's working right, the Fiendish Chain is not going to help you later in the game. I mean, yes, it is right now proving effective, but those Fiendish Chains can end up dead. Like right there, that Fiendish Chain is now dead for the rest of the game, and he can't do anything about it. I attack, I get to bring cards back, and get more effects to bring more cards out, and I just swarm the field. I have to say, if you're playing this build, try and take out the Shidori for another Fire King guy, because he's really good. He really helped this deck a lot. See, that Fiendish Chain is just dead there in their back row, and they could be using so many better cards than having to deal with that dead Fiendish Chain. I War Chariot that, negate the effect, he summons the Spectre. I tag that out for a Bestiari. Bestiari blows that up. I can flip up everything, and that's when he enters Scoop phase. So, yeah, we'll move on. Facing that Photon Galaxy deck right here. I open up with all the searching because it's great. Oh man, this new build was so great. I love doing that whole set, like set 4, have a face-up card, have this guy, and make your opponent pick things. Darius is so nice. I knew he had the Mirror Force. I don't know why. I just knew it was there. So that's why I composted my own guy back. It was what I felt like doing. Yeah, that Galaxy thing just keeps pulling those cards back, and it lets me reduce his attack to 0, get more cards. Darius for Darius, just swarming the field again. It's really cool. This deck's really, really effective. Fire King gets the Tensu. Tensu summons. Yeah. This deck, it works really, really well. I get a tag out for the Bestiari. He tries to negate my traps with Trap Stun. I don't really care because it's his turn and I have a Waboku, which changes nothing if it's negated during that one turn. He's got Photon Sanctuary. I believe he MSTs my Tenki for some reason. I don't know why he chose to MST one of my Tenkis as opposed to the Tensu or the Face Down, but to each their own. I pop his 2 cards and I attack for game. So, yeah. Moving on to our last duel. This was against the Sylvan deck. This guy was not, let's say, the best with the Sylvans. He didn't seem to understand much of what he was doing. This is the problem with net decking, is if you don't know what deck if you don't know what the deck's supposed to do, you have problems using it. Yeah, I'm sorry if you're watching this right now and I'm facing you. It's you some cut. Yeah. Moving on to the actual duel, I got that stinking huge wall on there, and the wall actually can attack things, which is pretty great. I can tag them both out for Laquari and Darius. I like having them both on the field, especially with that extra Laquari in my hand. Pull out the King Tensu for Laquari just to get it in play, because even if it dies, it's more useful to me then. That Sylvan Blessing, don't use that card. Even I like looked at it for a couple seconds and I realized how bad it is. It says go minus from your hand to summon a card for 1 turn, which does not help you at all. Having to do that, I mean, I use Wawaku just so I can tag my guy out. I totally forgot that it protects that monster, but at the end of the turn he loses his guy anyways. It has to go to the top of his deck when he should have said bottom, and it just that was game. Here's the deck list again. Cards I would suggest changing, I would say take out the Chidori unless you really like running the Lanista, or if you want to run more of the Exquisite. Exquisite's not bad because it lets you add back this Gladiator Beast War Chariot. I never actually did that myself because I never felt like tagging into him, but it's something you can do. I would take out Chidori for a second Tiger King because this build really utilizes this like massive toolbox of Beast Warriors. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. If you love this deck, try it. I've actually had a lot of requests for this deck, and I've had a lot of requests for other decks, so I'll try and get those videos up as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Yeah.
I'm waking up.